rock, paper.
Suck my titties. Say the truth, please. Say the truth. Suck my forehead, suck my child.
My ratchet tripod.
Oh, es
Is it out now or like
You
when?
could always ask for the video. Video class.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The picture there has like extra.
Hopefully.
Where?
On the video classroom. The video classroom.
Yeah.
Where they film the news. They have extra tripods. Like the dude has a ton of tripods that he's not using.
He's not using?
He just has like the cameras all over his face.
Alright, so we're going to talk about the rest of 15%. This pretty easy part is discriminant. So,
Oh god, we're learning something else.
well, it's not something else like brand new. It's actually it's stuff that you
already know?
know.
Or forgot?
Yeah, so so we're going to talk about that part. So discriminant. So sometimes you got a quadratic, and there's got to be a way to test them. So it's easier to find, are they, Nick, put my stapler in the back and move it to the front so you can pay attention.
You get 36. I don't know about that too. Oh.
Okay, so what is the quadratic formula?
Minus b plus or minus.
Minus b
Plus or minus.
Plus minus square root of
E squared minus 4ac divided by 2a.
2a all over 2a.
all over 2a, right? And that 2 party and that 2a.
All party ends at 2a.
Yeah. So
What was the other part though? Like to memorize it.
okay, a sad boy go into a radical party plus minus sign, like could be a good party or bad party, right? And sad boy trying to do a square dance without full air condition. Okay, so here is the part that we're going to talk about because we actually, a lot of you guys have a hard time memorizing stuff, but this is the axial symmetry right here. You already memorized invisibly, it's right here. Now you to be able to it. That's the axial symmetry, right? So we're going to call it, this is the axis of symmetry. Okay, axial symmetry. Now, this part, what does b squared minus 4ac give it to me? B squared minus 4ac is called discriminant. Discriminant is going to give me like information about a parabola. That parabola has how many x-intercepts, okay? So, and we kind of make fun of the side. We say that's a side is a sad boy trying to go to a radical party. A sad boy is trying to do a square dance without full air condition. The party end at 2 a.m. Now, Sai is trying to get phone numbers from girls, right? So, huh? Yeah. So Sai today he was a player, so he's gonna get, so there are situations like this. If b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, that means what? That means b squared minus 4ac is positive. Is positive. Is positive. That result with 2 real solutions. 2 real solutions. So if it's a positive, you're going to get 2 real solutions. It's really that easy. It's a positive is a 2 real solutions. But that's, you might remember this from Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. But it actually means a little bit more than that. So let's say he has a really good day. He's got 2 phone numbers from all the girls. Okay, so he's got his thing going. But in terms of graphing perspective, what will be that problem? So we're going to talk about this quadratic function, ax squared plus bx plus c. And in terms of that, you're gonna get maybe some type of graph look like this. You know, he's got a positive solution and negative solution, or the positive side solution or negative side solution, because sometimes they can be both on the other side. Or this case, so either it can be something like this, it's facing down. You have two solutions. So the solution is right here. This is the solutions, right? That's the solutions. There's two x-intercepts. Every time you touch x-axis, that means one solutions over there. Okay, so that, but if b squared minus 4ac is positive, then that means you have two solutions. We're going to talk about which two are they. Am I going too fast? No, okay. So we're going to talk about second case. B squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, it's not positive or not negative, then that pretty much just means you have one real solutions. So how did a parabola have a one real solution? Can you draw it? What do you think the drawing is going to be like?
A straight line.
Not a straight line. Parabola is not going to be a straight line.
Oh, I got it.
Yes. No. Oh, sideways. Yeah. Well, that's a one solution. That makes sense. But how about you can only go up and down?
It stops at a certain point.
How can I touch the x-axis only one time?
The vertex.
The vertex, good. So the vertex touching that point, right?
Oh.
And that's point right here. Or sometimes you could have like this. It's touching one point here. Okay, so it's mixed like that. So in terms of graphing, you should expect those two type of graph. They only touch x-axis. It doesn't matter where. It could be here, it could be here, it could be here, it could be anywhere. But just on the x-axis, only touch one side because that vertex is touching the x-axis. And we're going to talk about why that vertex touches the x-axis. Okay, because that's exactly the axial symmetry is. Then the third situation. So the third situation is this is the first situation. This is the second situation. This is the third situation. The third situation is b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Means
No solution.
b squared minus 4ac is negative, right? But that means no solutions. Good. No real solution. Also means it means more than no real solutions. It means not only you get no real solution, size can descend to rejection hotlines, right? It's got two fixed phone number. One's Pizza Hut, one's CVS. So size gonna get a bad day today. So in the case he never touched the x-axis. The way you kind of think about it, he never touched the x-axis. So the graph can go in like this or like this. And this is the ideas a lot of times on SAT. On SAT, they ask you discriminant ideas. So they don't ask you if you know how to do quadratic formula. They don't ask you anything else. They ask you if you understand discriminant. Yeah, it is on the SAT on a lot of times. So they will give you a graph. They say, oh yeah, b squared minus 4ac is positive or negative, or 0, or does not exist. So they can ask you that way. They give you a graph and ask you to think about those stuff. So you want to connect, making the connections. So now, this is a three situation. Let's go through one example. Let's go through, what if I have y is equal to 3x squared minus 2x plus 8? What do you think, which one does it belong to?
The second one. Wait, I could be wrong.
First case, second case, or third case? Can you do calculations? So a is equal to what? 3, right?
3.
B is equal to -2, and C is equal to 8. So I'm going to want you to ask you to do b squared minus 4ac, what you get here.
Positive, it's 1.
It's going to be b squared minus 4 times 3 times 8, right? So is that positive or negative?
Negative.
4 minus 96, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
That's equal to 92 negative. So that means this graph, if graph on decimals, it's going to be one of those. And that means there's no real solutions. But here I want to add one more thing. Now in no real solution, it's going to get 2 imaginary solutions.
Here we go.
Okay, 2 imaginary numbers, which is a complex number. So, say if you have an imaginary girlfriend, you might as well have 2, right? It's never too good to have 1 imaginary girlfriend. You might as well have 2. You have 1 ugly one and 1 pretty one.
Wow. Wait, why?
Or they can be both pretty, or they can be both ugly. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the case that you want to understand. So in this case, you got no real solutions and imaginary solution. And you're gonna be like, okay, that doesn't really fully prepare. I had to memorize a lot of stuff with a simple question. But here's the, you don't have to memorize the equations. You just look at it. Think about this case. Y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 2. How many solutions are there? Can you figure out?
Wait, what?
How many solutions that you can figure out there? So all you gotta do is b squared minus 4ac. So is that positive or negative?
Positive.
It's a positive, right? But it's positive means how many solutions are there? 2. But instead of I'm doing discriminant, I'm going to do extra thing. I'm going to do quadratic formula. But I'm going to show you why there's 2, okay? So why is there's 2 solutions? So we know discriminant is positive. So positive discriminant. And I don't know how to spell discriminant, so I'm going to say DIS. Positive discriminant, so therefore 2 real solutions. But we're going to show you why it's a 2 real solution. So we will say x equal to negative b, so it's going to be negative 2, plus minus b squared is negative 2 squared minus 4, a and c is negative 2, all over 2. That's equal to 2 plus minus square root of 4 plus 4 is going to be square root 12, I think. All over 2. Not only that, I can simplify square root 12 with the trap house method that we talked about. So what does square root 12 can be simplified to?
3.
Square root 12, 2, and then what?
3.
6, 2,
3.
3. So what do you think the simplified square root 12? This 2 is going to come outside the trap house, and 1's going to get shot. 1's going to get shot, right? So 2 plus minus 2 square root 3 over 2. Now can I simplify this? If simplify this, it's going to be 1 plus minus. If I simplify this, split them. 2 over 2 plus minus 2 square root 3 over 2. That's equal to 1 plus minus square root 3.
Wait, why did you split it?
Because I usually split it so I know what are the roots. 1 plus square root 3 and 1 minus square root 3.
You split it before you canceled them out?
I split before I cancel them out, yes. Because if you don't, you're gonna kill, yeah. Kid, no puppy, I don't remember which one switched now. So it's 1 plus minus square root 3. Now you're gonna say that's 2 real solutions. Guess what? If this is a positive, that means this number is positive, right? That means your square root of 3, that's positive. That means you're gonna get 2 real solutions. 1 plus square root 3, 1 minus square root 3. It's automatic. You don't even have to, you have to make sense. Make sense if I were to do quadratic formula, if this part is positive, I'm gonna get 2 real solutions. If this part is equal to 0, guess what? Some people say it's on axial symmetry, which just makes sense. If this part is 0, right, b squared minus 4ac is 0, what will happen? It's on the negative b over 2a, which is on the axial symmetry. Okay? In this case, b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. This is actually not on the graph, not on the real axis at least. There was still those are still roots, but it's in the imaginary axis. It's actually in the complex axis. You actually can take this graph and you can like drag it out. It's gonna be on the other dimension. That curve is gonna look like this, and it's gonna cross the x-axis, which is very, very interesting. It gets very high level mathematics, but we're not gonna get there. And no, I will show you a video. It's pretty cool. They actually can take this graph out the axis, and the thing is gonna come out as it's like a parabola curve, but it's three-dimensional, and that three-dimensional can touch the x-axis in a different way. Okay, so actually very, very interesting, and those are the things that you can see. If you are interested, the YouTube channel called Welch Lab.
You should watch them.
Not today, we got other things to do. So that's a discriminant. So discriminant is a really easy question. That's another 5 points. 5 points that you're gonna have. I'm just ask you, and you're gonna say how many. If it's negative, it's gonna get 2 imaginary solutions. No real. Okay. Now, do you guys remember Brendan Fraser with that movie, Journey to the Center of the Earth?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that with The Rock?
No, with Brendan Fraser, the guy from Mummy.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brendan Fraser, the white dude, the big chubby white
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. And then he has like his hair is like, I'm not explaining.
Yeah.
He's on the Looney Tunes movie.
Do you remember the scene that they are going to the journey in the center of the earth, and they were doing the thing. They were doing the thing where they drop the glowing stick into the thing because they had to climb down, but they don't know how far they had to climb down. Okay, they don't know how far they had to climb down, so they drop the glowing stick in there. And they hear the sound. They say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. And they said, and I think when they hear the sound bounce back, they say, oh yeah, roughly 8,000 feet or something like that. So they had to pretty much climb down 8,000 feet. They had to say whether that's worth it to climb down because that's very dangerous to climb down.
How do they calculate that?
Exactly, that's a good question. How do they calculate that?
Because they have to like calculate the weight of the glow stick. And how
Okay, so the weight, good question. The weight, it doesn't matter. Why? If I can drop an iron ball and a wooden ball, which ball is going to go faster?
Neither.
They're both about the same rate.
They both going to go down the same time.
How if one
Okay.
is weighs
It's
more,
like
it gets
dropping
pulled down
if
faster?
you drop a feather and then you drop.
No, feather is different though. Feather has an air resistance.
Yeah, because.
So they are more flatter. So if you
So-
drop a piece of paper, it's going to be like
So
this,
if you
right?
drop down a glow stick and you drop down a truck, the glow stick is gonna make the truck on the same time?
Yes.
That,
No, it would. It would.
You don't believe me? You don't believe me?
Look, it's a wood pencil.
Well, let's go upstairs and we can push out Lenny and you at the same time. We can see which one will
I will
I'm
put
just
down
kidding.
money in a sheet of paper. We'll see.
No, sheet of paper doesn't count.
Whoa.
Same you don't have the same density, just same type of shape. If you drop a golf ball and a baseball, they're gonna fall exactly same time. It just
There's no
they-
air resistance.
there's
It's technically.
there's air resistance, but it's very minimal. And so in a short distance, it's very, very, very minimal. So the only time that you're gonna have a maybe slight difference due to the air resistance.
Is if you throw the baseball down and then you just drop golf ball like that.
Yeah. So if this is actually Galileo is one of the person that did the experiment on gravity. So he go to I don't know you know the Tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
Tower of Pisa is the cricket tower.
Yeah.
Or a pizza.
Yeah, and then he go here and he drops 2 things at the same time. He drop an iron ball and a wooden ball. See which ones fall faster. And the person observed right here, it says, oh, they fall at the same time. And then he go to drop different things. That's gold versus wood. gold is a lot heavier. If you have like one bar of gold, it's gonna be like this. It's so heavy because it's so dense. But you got like a golf ball, you can actually hold it and then drop at the same time. They find out they fall at the same time. So
How does a block of gold and a golf ball and make it down to 6?
it's interesting. Okay, so let's get you an interesting topic. So,
Maybe if there's like 0, like.
but Nick asked a good question though. How do they know? How did Brendan Fraser knows how many feet exactly it falls? It has a mathematical equation. That equation is actually in the Freefall Equation. It looks like this. It looks like this one. I'm going to rewrite again. So the equation looks like this. S of t is negative 16t squared plus b0t plus s0. And you're going to be like, what the hell is all this b0 and s0 and st crap? You don't have to worry about that. Even that, Brendan Fraser, then you actually use b0t and s0. He just actually erase this part. It's negative 16t squared.
Would you plug in the Mississippi to?
Yes, you plug in the 1 Mississippi. So in 1 second, the ball or the iron ball of anything is going to drop 16 feet. Exactly 16 feet. Now, what's 16? So, what is 16? The 16 is the gravity. In terms of feet per second, it's actually negative 32 feet per second. Negative 32 feet per second. The negative 16 is half of that. It's a half of that. Okay? It's a half of that. So gravity is negative 32 feet per second. So this one's a negative 16. It's half that. In 2 seconds, how much did it fall?
32?
No.
No,
4 times
64?
64 feet. So in 1 second, drop 16 feet. In the second, actually drop 64 feet. So that's very, very impressive. In 3 seconds, you're going to be 144 feet. In 10 seconds, you're going to drop 1,600 feet. Okay? So those are the things that real math actually come in play.
But isn't that like assuming that the whatever object you threw like increases velocity all times?
Always. It actually always increase velocity at all time. And that's why the acceleration, the gravity is negative 32 feet per second squared. So that means I'm dropping something. If he play baseball, he knows. If I will drop something down, that it's gonna fall faster and faster. I don't know if you ever watched a video about a guy dropping a bowling ball into a trampoline.
Oh, you are
yeah.
how the tower?
Yeah.
I watched that in your class.
Yeah. So
Sometimes.
So that bowling ball cracked to pieces.
Yeah.
It was only like I think like 800 feet or something like that. It dropped like it break to pieces, shatter the things apart. That's how powerful that is. It goes faster and faster and faster. You can technically, a MythBuster says you can drop a coin in the Twin Tower. You can break somebody's skull. You can go through somebody's skull and kill them. So you gotta make sure. But I think that's probably not real because that
They tried it. It doesn't work.
they tried it, but it's gonna go awfully fast still.
It's gonna go into your head or something.
Yeah, but it's gonna go awfully fast, but it's not gonna go through because it's too much air resistance for
What if
this.
you drop
There's
this
a
straight like
maximum
that?
speed. There's a maximum
Okay,
speed to it.
so why is the B0T is not different? So B0 is how fast you drop. So if you drop something like this, that's called free fall. That means I didn't insert any force into it. I didn't insert any force if they drop down. Okay? I just let it go, then just falling down due to the gravity pulling down. So now, if I would decide to throw it down, I'm gonna ask like maybe Lenny go throw a baseball down. For sure you're gonna kill somebody and somebody downstairs.
Because I already used my force to throw it down, and then plus the force.
Plus the gravity is pulling. Yeah, so you can be like, if you go up to 3rd floor and start throwing baseball at people, yeah, you're gonna kill somebody because the gravity plus the strength that you throw at is gonna increase much faster. So that initial velocity is gonna come in place. So what's initial velocity? This is the S of t is equal to negative 16t squared plus v0t. Now I can throw the ball a different way. I can throw it down, the v0 is negative. I can throw it up. It's positive. Now, what is S0? B0 is called initial velocity.
Initial position.
Initial position, good. So we're gonna have these questions here. We're gonna have says S of t is equal to negative 16 t squared. I will give you the equation. So first part, they say, hey, first part of the question says find the time when the ball reached maximum height. How do they reach maximum height?
When you let it go.
So think about it. This is quadratic, right? How do I reach maximum height? Well, basically, you want to throw something up.
The vertex.
The vertex, good. Also, the vertex, not only the vertex, but the axial symmetry. The axial symmetry is what? So for A says find the time to reach maximum height. That means negative b over 2a. Which is, you already know how to do. Negative 16 over 2 times what? 16. That's equal to negative b.
32.
That's equal to 1/2, right? So in 1/2 second, if I throw up with 16 feet per second, which is pretty easy to do, I don't need to be Lidney to throw 16 feet per second. That's pretty easy, right? 16, that's like me throwing a marker at somebody. So that's 16, number so they can travel from here to there in 1 second. That's about 16 feet per second. Me and him about 16 feet apart. No, probably 20 feet apart. So that's 1/2 second. So 1/2 second, that's the t, right? So t, take 1/2 second to reach the maximum height. How do I find the maximum height? So second question says find the maximum height. How do I find it?
Plug in 1/2.
Plug in 1/2, good. S of 1/2, that's equal to negative 16 times 1/2 squared plus 16 times 1/2 plus 32. That's equal to, I think, 36 feet. How do I find when the ball reached the ground? So if I climb the 3rd floor and I throw up, I just have to set it equal to 0. It works right there.
Can we have a test?
Yep. See, you just have to find that 0 is equal to negative 16t squared plus 16t plus 32. You factor out negative 16t squared minus t minus 2 equal to 0. So 0 equal to t minus 2 times t plus 1. So t is equal to 2, t equal to negative 1. T can never be negative, t is always positive, so therefore t is equal to 2 seconds. If I go up to the 3rd floor, if I throw up, the question's over there, so you probably have to take a picture of both sides.
Wait, is that gonna be on the test?
Yep. But it's exactly the same thing what we do with a parabola. It's just, I give you an equation and I say that's a projectile function, that's the only thing the difference.
Nice. Now I can figure out how